Well, hello there. You are listening to Nellyville, the podcast. And I'm Black. Hello, and welcome back to Nellyville, the podcast. So lovely to be here with you once again out here in these podcast streets. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope the weather is great on your end. You know what? Speaking of weather, before we get into the main topics, Houston has had a kind of a mild summer. Don't get me wrong, it's hot. It's hot. But it's kind of been a comfortable hot, if that makes sense. Normally by now it is you know, a psychologically damaging type of heat. And it's just kind of been a regular summer, which I'm not complaining, but it certainly has me concerned because why the big difference, you know? I've had a couple of summers like this since I've lived here, but it's been a while. And I don't know whether I should just enjoy it or be concerned, but you know what? We're just going to live in the moment and we're going to accept it. And, we're not going to jinx anything, all right? Okay, all right. Anyways, no, but what I want to get into today is I seen this video about, I don't know, maybe about a week ago, and it keeps popping up because people keep having their think pieces and their opinions and stuff about it. And so now here's mine. So let's talk about birthday outfits. So once again, we have another friend crashing out. So it's two black girls in the car. This girl is crashing out because her friend, according to her, looks better than her on her birthday. So I don't know why we keep having this debate. I'm sure it's probably a tale as old as time, but we just see it more because we're more connected. But so this girl, the birthday girl, she's driving, she's yelling, cussing, howling, hooting, hollering, doing the most because she feels like her friend has gone out of her way to look better than her on her birthday. Baby. Once again, let's talk about your birthday comes at the same time every year. If you chose to look the way that you look, if you didn't have enough money to make yourself look the way that you feel like the birthday girl should look, I don't feel like that's your friend's fault. Why do we keep having this discourse? And when I say this girl was upset, by the end of the video, the girl's crying. She's talking about why you gotta look better than me and you got more body than me. Everybody's always looking at you. They look at me, but me like that. Calm down. Then she's talking about, and my man's gonna be looking at you. Why would you look like that? And the friend's like, well, if your man's looking at me, that kind of sounds like a him problem. He shouldn't be looking at nobody anyway. And then the birthday girl's gonna say, well, you shouldn't be giving him a reason to look. And then she told the girl, she was like, why would you wear all that makeup? Okay, the girl who's recording puts the camera on her face. Baby, okay, if that's wearing a lot of makeup, then I must look like a drag queen. She had on just a regular, daily, schmegular amount of makeup. The girl was pretty. She looked cute. I couldn't really tell what the birthday girl had on, but just her personality made her ugly to me. I'm sorry about it. It's no Sade, but it is what it is. The girl, you would have thought that this girl was in this car looking like Heidi Klum, was out here giving Naomi Campbell or something. She looked like she was going out for somebody's birthday. It wasn't even giving all of that. It was obviously, it was giving pure jealousy, but it was like, damn, I'm glad the girl didn't really try to step out and show out and really do the most, because she just kind of looks like just a regular night out on the town. She was cute, but like, damn. The birthday girl proceeds to tell her, you should have wore a jean skirt or some leggings or something. Why on God's green? Unless we're going to a country bar. Even then, Who out here in the 20 of the 25 is wearing a damn jean skirt willingly? Unless you are teaching first grade out in the middle of Iowa. Baby, why are we wearing a jean skirt? Obviously, that would be a long one. I'm trying to figure what. But it was funny though, because the friend was like, at one point, the girl was like, "Why would you wear that?" And the girl was like, "What do you want me to wear? Some hand-me-downs and corduroys?" that got me together. But that girl was really going on and dragging it out. But my main concern wasn't even that, because we've seen that plenty of times. These girls will be out here jealous, and I'm sorry, if you don't want all your girls to look as good as you, if you don't want everybody to be on, then you don't need to have friends. If you only want to be friends with people because they look worse than you, according to you, baby, that's weird. That's mad weird. But beyond that, what really bothered me about the video is the fact that, why are you yelling and cussing and crying and having a full tantrum while you are driving this car? First of all, pause. I'm gonna need for you to pull over and let me out this vehicle. I'm so sorry. I don't care what we arguing about. I don't care if I said something that made you mad. I don't care if I don't care what the reason is. Let me out. I refuse to be in a vehicle with someone who is that upset, because you already really need to be focused when you're driving. Other people around you are not focused. And apparently you don't know how to control your emotions. And all it takes is a split second for you to decide that you don't care about me, you, the grandma across the street, the other cars on the road. You hear it all the time. People driving in the trees, people pushing people out the car. Baby, you're not gonna have no tantrum with me in the car. I need to be able to live another day to be fly. We fly high. Hey, I think we sung that last week. Anyways, let me out of the vehicle. Let this be a PSA to all of you. If you are in a vehicle, and either if you feel like you are that upset that you gotta cry, yell, and scream, pull over. If you are in the car with somebody who's doing the yelling, I don't care who's doing the yelling. They could be yelling from the third row. If somebody is doing all of that, you're either going to be a distraction to the driver, or you are too distracted to drive as the person who was that upset. That's doing too much. You need to pull over. I'm not even much going to tell you to turn around and take me home. And I feel like once you got I don't know when or how it came up, but I'm pretty sure she was upset when the birthday girl. I'm pretty sure the birthday girl was upset off jump when she first saw the friend. So that would have been my cue to not even get in the car with you. Because even if you come pick me up, or I'll meet you at whatever, and your immediate reaction is not like, "Okay, bitch, look at you, okay, bitch, we finna have fun." If that's not what the type of time you on, if you got your lips turned up, if you talking about why you wearing that, that's how you gonna wear your hair, bitch, you always doing too much. If that's your vibe, baby, I'm not going, and we are not friends. Do not call me, text me, beat me, write me. Don't send me no pigeon with a letter strapped to his leg. Don't pray. Don't even pray for me. Cause I don't want none of that voodoo. I don't need no fake prayers. I don't need none of that. Stop letting just anybody pray over you too. We gonna talk about that too. That's another episode. But I'm not getting in the car off a bad vibe just because I want to go out. I'm sorry, because that's when stuff go wrong. I'm gonna need for the energy to be at 100. I'm gonna need everybody to be serenity, peace, and hyped. I'm gonna need everybody to be everybody's hype man. Okay? I'm not getting in the car with you. But let's just say maybe she didn't want to say nothing at first. Maybe they was in the car, kind of thought about it. Maybe she got a whiff of the girl's perfume, because I'm pretty sure if she was looking cute, she probably smelled cute. Had on her little Gucci Prada perfume, little Chanel number 5 or something. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that whiff took that birthday girl to another place and was like, you know what, I'm going to express my mind. And when she would have started expressing her mind, I would have told her to exit the expressway and either let me out or take me back, depending on how far away we were. But at that point, if I'm going out, I probably got a little coin. Probably got a little coin thada. I mean, they look like young girls, so maybe they didn't. But either way, I'll make sure I have enough to get me home. I don't care if I got to call Uber to get me back 2 minutes. I'm not staying in the car with you. You're doing too much. The night's ruined. You don't like me, apparently. So what are we doing here? I'm over it. Vamos. Scram. Get out of here. We're done. These people are not your friends. If you are friends with somebody and y'all go out and they have a full meltdown because they feel like you look better than them, be it a birthday or a regular day or whatever, they are not your friends. You don't need friends that bad. And it doesn't go well. You hear about that all the time too. People having slumber parties and stuff, and so somebody don't make it home. Somebody wake up dead. I mean, it just is what it is. People be thinking they best friend and then they whoop your ass. I thought she was my friend. She said she was. People are nuts, especially there's few things that are more dangerous than a jealous young woman. And older women can be jealous too, and they can do some vindictive, crazy stuff. But the hormones kind of balance out as you get older. And then there's times that anyways, the point is, there's few things in life that are more dangerous situations to be in than to be around jealous women. I'm just gonna go ahead and say jealous. I would say under 30. Under 40 can be kind of lethal too, but you really got to be aware. Listen to the little slick comments. Oh, why you wearing? Oh, you always trying to put makeup on, girl. She always thinks she cute. That shit is not a joke. Anybody who says, girl, you always be trying to do the most. Look at her. No, listen, y'all look, let me put y'all on game for a second. Y'all gotta learn how to read in between the lines. If somebody says, I don't care what the tone is, I don't care if they laughed it off, if they make a comment about your appearance, or about your business, about your career, about your kids, about your husband, about your man, about your dog, your cat, your hamster, about your toenail polish. If they say something with a little slickness, they hate you. They are preying on your downfall. They want to do the things that you do. But either they don't have the style for it, they don't have the energy for it, they don't have the holiness for it, they don't have the anointing, they have a bunch of bitterness and nastiness and just negativity that has clung to them, that does not allow them to get up and put an earring and a lash on. And I'm not saying that you got to get up and get dolled up every day to feel your best self. If you can get up every day and put a little lotion on, brush your teeth, and you feel like you rule the world, then baby, more power to you. Then you really got her dipping and do it. Get you some friends that feel powerful in all states. If they feel great and beautiful with a bonnet on and sweats, them are some good friends. But I don't care what a person look like or what kind of job or career have. You might think that they're more successful than you, have a happier life than you, might be this and that, and bippity boppity boo. If they got something less than saying, oh girl, that's cute, I like that, okay girl. If it's not that energy, they don't like you. And it is something in them spiritually that clings to you because there is something positive about you. There is a light within you. And even though there's something within their conscience, just they don't like you. And they hate that they like you. They hate that they want to be around you. They just, but that ugliness in them is attracted to your just betterness. I done messed around and got preachy on y'all. Look, I hope you received it. If you needed it, I hope you received it. Anyways, get out of the car with cars out with people hollering and yelling, man. It's just for real. Like, all jokes aside, it's not cute and it's not safe. If you can't communicate with me in a better way, and you, baby, I would have said, baby, stop this car. I would have said, pull over here at this Exxon. And I would have got out of the car and I would say, baby, you need to get you some therapy. But I hope you have a great birthday. But I appreciate it, baby. Don't contact me no more. I'll text you when I get home, and I think that's going to be the end of our friendship. I would just have to set a hard and fast rule. I'm like, baby, look, and you can sit right here and wait for my Uber to show up. But really, I honestly don't give a damn if you do. I'd take my chances in an Exxon parking lot at midnight before staying in the car with you. Is it extreme? Yes. But because even when you sit in the presence of someone who's having a meltdown, especially if it's over nothing. Now, it's one thing to be arguing in the confines of your own home and something actually worthy of getting upset happens. That's one thing. But be it in the car or be it wherever, if someone gets into an argument with you and it is actually nothing, or it is something that is superficial, if it is something that is absolutely rooted in jealousy and envy and low self-esteem, you got to get away from that person, because the longer you stay around it, even though your self-esteem is high enough that their words aren't tearing you down. You know what I'm saying? Christina Aguilera, I am beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can't bring me down. Anyways, throwback classic. Shout out Christina. But anyways, there is something in their spirit. Hold on, we preaching up in here. Hold on, the sirens are going off. That's Jesus saying I'm saying a word. So let this move through me. Because the spirit trying to talk to you. Alarms is going off. I hope y'all can hear it. Okay, I was going to switch topics, but I'm going to keep going. If you're around somebody and they lose their shit, whether it be something you did, if y'all go to a restaurant and they get all bent out of shape because the order is wrong, people who have crazy road rage, people who just fly off the handle at the most minor inconvenience. You need to get away from those people, especially when you don't do anything and they just snap on you. And they can't let it go. And they get to crying and hollering and yelling. You got to get away. Not because don't nobody want to be around all that. That should be enough to make you want to walk away. But it is actually dangerous to your mentality, your mental health, and your spirit. Your soul. It is damaging. And you might not notice it in that moment, but there's going to come a time when that negativity, it's going to fester, it's going to cling to you, and then it is going to affect your life. And you don't know what area of life is going to affect you in. You can't let that stuff attach to you. So I'm just saying, be very mindful, be very cutesy, be very demure about what you were allowing in your circle. That's all I'm saying. I had to get that out there. But anyways, let's go on to something a little bit lighter. So speaking of looks and people wanting to look a certain way, right now all the girls are talking about, the girls and the guys, everybody's talking about Glorilla's nose. We know Glorilla. I'm working boots show. Cut my pipe long. It's on Friday night. Nigga, ain't at home. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know Glow. Yeah, Glow. Yeah, Glow. Okay, we got it. 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 I like the way she talked. You know, she's from Memphis. Very cushy. Very cushy. She put an R and everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't speak Memphis. But anyways, Cardi B's little cousin. But anyways, she had a nose job. And, of course, she's a celebrity. She had a nose job. People love to talk about plastic surgery, no matter who it is, be it somebody they know personally or celebrity or just in general. People love to talk about the plastic of the surgery. And, it's very divided, especially with her being a black girl, because, of course, black women get more ridicule about the plastic surgery. That just is what it is. So you have a lot of people saying, why would she get rid of her black nose? Her nose was so cute. Black women, black people should embrace Afrocentric features and stop trying to obtain Eurocentric beauty standards, blah, blah, blah. So there's that discourse. Then you have other people who say her nose looks way better. That's ugly. Why the hell would she do that? She messed up her face, blah, blah, blah. First of all, y'all gotta understand that nose jobs take forever to heal. So even if it doesn't look, which I think it looks perfectly fine. It's very different from her other nose, but I don't necessarily think that it looks ugly. And even if I did, who am I? But that's not how her nose is going to look always. It takes months. I think it takes at least a year. I've even seen 3 years for a nose job to fully heal. So I think before we start, passing judgment on whether we even like it or not, I think, let's be fair and at least give it enough time to heal. I think that that's fair, right? So, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with people wanting to promote Afrocentric beauty standards. Because, it should be. All beauty should be promoted. Be it Asian beauty, African, white, Mexican, Russian, like whatever you are born with, whatever your heritage is, beauty can be found in all of it, and it all can be appreciated. But that being said, if it's something that someone wants to change about themselves, that's up to that person. I think that as long as they are doing it in a healthy way, they need to understand that physical change may not fix something if it's a deeper issue. Like if it's just strictly superficial, it's just something that you want to do, always wanted to have done, then find the best doctor that you can. Be healthy, be smart about it. Get the therapy to make sure that it's something that you really want to do. And I say go for it. I say do whatever you got to do in this life to make yourself be the best version of yourself. If that's going to make you feel more confident, then baby, go do it. Who gives a damn? Who cares? With that being said, when we have the discourse about, oh, she shouldn't have done that, that's teaching young girls and boys not to like their black features. Well, what you're then doing in turn is tearing down this black woman, because it's not like these people, especially with nose jobs, you can't go back. So I don't think that you telling her that she's ugly or that she's wrong for doing something that maybe she feels really good about. I don't think that, I think that that's also damaging. What about the women and the men and the people who have already done this? Now they're scrolling on the phone and they gotta watch hundreds of thousands of people tell them that they're ugly, that they hate black people, that they hate their blackness. That's creating another issue. Both things can be true. We can teach people and encourage people to love the way that they are, the way that they were born. But we can also encourage people to change the things about themselves that they feel like it's not them. Having surgery is an extreme, sure. But for some people, it's not that deep. For some people, it's like changing a sweater. Some people like leather. Some people like suede. Some people like jean skirts, and some people like silk dresses. It does matter. The way you look affects your personality. So imagine waking up every day and looking at something you don't like it. Now, not everyone has the money or the means or the time to go out and fix these physical things. And that's okay. That's when you need to start seeking out, okay, I can't change this thing, or I don't want to go through the risk of having surgery and these things. Let me do the mental work to figure out how I can learn to love it or find something else about myself that I do love and obsess over that rather than the thing that I can't or really don't want to change. People go out here and have this surgery all the time. And I'm not saying that they don't get on white women, because they do. I've seen people drag Kylie Jenner up and down. I mean, they done turned that girl every which way but loose. Okay? I'm not a Kylie fan. I'm just saying that, beautiful girl. She's had a lot of work done. And people are like, oh my gosh, actually, if she has kids, they're not gonna look like that. Their kids are gonna think they're ugly. That's another conversation. I don't know that that's necessarily true, but I could see a world where it's like, mommy, why does my nose look like this and your nose looks like that? So, that is something you have to think about if you are someone who's going to have children, or, if you're around nieces and nephews or younger cousins and stuff, and if you have similar features as them and you change yours, you could be making them feel like they have to change theirs too. But I think that that's not always the case, and there's conversation that can be had where everyone can walk away from the table feeling beautiful and validated. So for them to tear this girl down because she changed her nose. Okay, they're blowing up LA right now. America is falling apart and corrupting the youth and just more ways than anyone can count. I don't think that plastic surgery is anywhere near the top of the list. Now, young people being on social media and scrolling and seeing perfection and all this stuff, does it mess with the psyche? Does it mess with adult psyche? Sure, in a way. And then it also depends on personality type. This is more of a self-esteem issue. If we focus on self-esteem and confidence just across the board, be it a kid or old person, that's going to cancel out any kind of negativity or any kind of negative effect a person might feel from seeing someone have plastic surgery. I personally have very high self-esteem and confidence. You can't tell me nothing. So when I see people have plastic surgery, I'm just looking at, oh, yeah, okay, that looks like some nice work was done. Or I'm like, oh, I probably would have did a little less filler there. But, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Half the time, I don't even notice it. It's so normal. It's been talked about my whole life. I never felt like I wanted to change anything about my face. I never, considered, yeah, that's never been my thing. I mean, yeah, everyone has, some problem areas or some things that they would like to change about themselves. I'm not sitting up here saying that I feel like I'm perfect. That's not where we're going. What I'm saying is, um, other than just like the, oh dang, I kind of wish that was like that, or oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna work on that. Other than that, kind of like a one off, like never been anything that I was seriously considered. Um, yeah, never really felt like, oh yeah, lucky me. I'm glad I don't feel that way because that can be very expensive or very stressful if you don't have the money to do it. But yeah, I don't really care. But maybe, I mean, I always had social media. Maybe because I didn't have it for all of my 20s, maybe that saved me. But I mean, I know people who've been chronically online since forever, and they love the way perfectly fine. So different strokes for different folks. I think leave Lil Glow alone. If she wanted to fix her nose, then or change it rather, should I say? It was not. I personally didn't find anything wrong with it, but if this is gonna make her feel like she can make more music and be out here and stunt, then I'm here for it. I'm here for it. If I was gonna get rid of any kind of insecurity that she had, do it, because it's gonna translate in her art. But we don't know how she felt about it. Was it something that she sat with for a long time? Was she bullied for her nose? Was she on the fence about it? You don't know what her mental state is about it. And I'm just using her because she's one of the most recent. But when someone gets work done, even if they had the therapy and they've talked about it for a long time, you don't really know how they feel and what their mentality is towards it. So if you're saying that it's ugly, you're not being uplifting. Now, hopefully, she is in a place where she got exactly what she wanted. She's happy about it, and this negativity is just water off of a duck's back. That's best case scenario. Anyways, with all that being said, leave Glow alone. Leave these people who do not like you alone. Pay attention to slick comments and worry about your damn self. You know what I'm saying? But no, anyways, that's all that I have for you guys today. It's been lovely having a great conversation with you guys. Go ahead and check out all my other social media. We over here dipping and doing it still on the YouTube, TikTok. Yeah, it should be linked down below. Go ahead and leave me a little comment, a little 5-star review. Woo woo. You can leave pictures down in the comment section on TikTok. So, utilize that. Utilize that. Send me a picture of your nose. I don't know why, but we were talking about noses. So, but anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Okay, bye.